world seems to think that Halloween has to be loud, wild, and maybe a little childish. But you and I know better, don't we? For women like us, Halloween can be something else entirely, elegant, powerful, and unforgettable. Have you ever looked at those racks of plastic costumes and thought, none of this feels like me? If you've ever felt that way, this video is for you. Because Halloween isn't about pretending, it's about confidence. True style has no age limit, and elegance will always be the most magical power of all. Today, I'll show you 3 sophisticated Halloween looks that prove you don't need tricks or gimmicks to stand out. You just need your own timeless grace. So, if you're ready to trade the silly for the stunning, let's begin. Our first stop, vintage glamour. All right, let's begin with a style that I believe is truly close to our hearts. We'll call it vintage glamour. But before we dive in, just close your eyes for a moment. Imagine the soft melody of Moon River playing in the background, the gentle rustle of satin, and that unmistakable glow that only timeless style can bring. This isn't just about putting on a costume. Honey, this is about channeling an entire era, an age when elegance was a woman's greatest superpower. In fact, it's no surprise that, in a survey from ARP, more than 2/3 of women over 60 say classic pieces make them feel most confident. Not because of trends, but because they tell their story. And the foundation for this look is our most trusted friend, the little black dress. For a wonderfully polished silhouette, you might consider a sheath dress that just gently skims the body. Or, for a little more grace and movement, an A-line cut is always a beautiful choice. If you love a touch of softness, a dress in crepe or light satin gives a graceful flow. Pair it with simple nude heels or a small clutch. It's understated, yet effortlessly refined. But the real magic is in the accessories that hold our memories. You know, it reminds me of watching my own mother get ready for a night out. She had this one simple string of pearls, but when she put them on, she stood a little taller. She once told me, "Darling, fashion comes and goes, but elegance is forever." I'm sure many of you have a piece like that too. Something small, maybe a brooch or a scarf, that carries the warmth of a memory. We're not just wearing clothes, we're wearing a legacy. It's just as the wonderful Audrey Hepburn once said, "Elegance is the only beauty that never fades." So, I would love to know, when you think of that golden age of Hollywood, who is your style icon? Tell me in the comments. And if you have an old photo from those days, I'd love to hear the story behind it. Those memories are pure magic. That timeless Hollywood elegance. It's like a soft whisper from the past. But perhaps this year, you're ready for a little twist. Something with a touch of mystery. A hint of midnight magic. If that sounds like you, darling, stay with me. Because our next style might just awaken your inner enchantress. The candles flicker, the air feels just a little bit cooler, and there's something magical in the night. Maybe this Halloween is not about tricks or treats, it's about transformation. This year, let's try a kind of glamour that whispers rather than shouts. The kind that says mystery can be beautiful. When I say witch, I want you to erase that image of a scary old hag. We're talking about an elegant witch, a woman of wisdom, of power, whose presence is felt the moment she enters a room. And interestingly, Senior Style and Living magazine reported that over 60% of women our age prefer outfits that feel like an extension of their personality, rather than a disguise, which is exactly what this is about. Picture a long dress in a deep, rich velvet. The way it catches the light. It's both soft and incredibly luxurious. I remember one year, I wore a simple square-neck velvet dress with a lovely amethyst necklace. When I wore that dress, I didn't just feel dressed up. I felt powerful, grounded, like I had all the wisdom of my years wrapped up in one beautiful moment. That's the kind of confidence I wish for every woman my age to feel. Not to impress, but to express. So, I have to ask, did you ever wear something, maybe years ago, that made you feel absolutely unstoppable? I'd love to hear that story in the comments. But perhaps mystery isn't your language. Maybe your magic comes with a smile and a spotlight. For you, elegance might shine brighter under Hollywood lights. And that brings us to the Hollywood mix. This is where we take the classic allure of a silver screen legend and give her a little Halloween twist. Imagine being the ghost of Marilyn Monroe for an evening. You still have that iconic charm, but you drape a delicate black lace shawl over your shoulders. Your lipstick isn't bright red. It's a deep, dramatic wine color. You see? You're not in a costume. You're simply telling a different, more mysterious story. A Good Housekeeping poll found that over 58% of women over 55 love adding a creative element to traditional outfits because it helps them feel refreshed and different while still being true to their style. That is the heart of the Hollywood mix. My dear friend Linda, the retired art teacher, always says, I don't need to look younger. I just want to look like the most interesting version of myself. Doesn't that just say it all? And here's a wonderful, practical benefit to both of these styles. They are incredibly comfortable. Fabrics like satin and soft velvet drape beautifully, allow you to move with ease and feel absolutely wonderful against your skin. A little tip. Instead of pure black, try a deep violet or a charcoal black. They have a beautiful softness and are incredibly flattering to mature skin tones. Because mystery isn't about hiding who we are. It's about revealing our depth, our stories, one sparkle at a time. And maybe the most magical thing about all of this is realizing we never lost that sparkle. We just learned how to wear it differently. But you know, sometimes the most magical looks don't come from a grand idea. They come from the heart of our own closets. Maybe it's a quiet afternoon. The kind where you open your closet and find yourself smiling at memories you haven't touched in years. That's where true style lives. Because this style doesn't come wrapped in a shopping bag. It comes wrapped in stories. I'm talking about DIY chic, and we are not alone in this. The National Retail Federation found that nearly 40% of people over 55 create costumes from their own closets. A 2023 AARP report also found that nearly 70% of women over 60 now prefer to shop their closets before buying anything new, proof that style and sustainability can go hand in hand. I'll tell you a little story. 1. Halloween, I took a black silk scarf I'd worn to my daughter's wedding, paired it with a classic blazer and a hat I've had since the 80s. A friend came up and asked, "Where did you get that fabulous designer look?" I just smiled and said, "From my museum, right in the back corner." And as I looked in the mirror, I realized I wasn't dressing up. I was simply meeting an old version of myself again, and she looked fabulous. The wonderful thing is, you can become so many different characters with the treasures you already own. For instance, you could be The mysterious artist, with a crisp white shirt, simple black pants, and a little red silk scarf tied at your neck. Effortless and oh so chic. Or maybe you'd rather channel the graceful poet. A soft cardigan, a flowing skirt, a vintage brooch pinned near your heart. Simple, elegant, and full of soul. Or what about the sophisticated world traveler? Just layer up. Drape that beautiful shawl you bought on a trip years ago over your shoulders. And stack on your most interesting bracelets. And why not bring back a little of your youth as a classic rock and roll muse? Pull out that old leather jacket. You're not just wearing a jacket, honey. You're wearing your younger self. My dear friend Margaret always says something I just love. I don't need a department store. I have a closet full of memories. And that is the kind of chic that money simply cannot buy. So, I would love to know, what is the oldest, most cherished piece in your closet? And if you can, describe it. The color, the fabric, the story behind it. I promise, reading your memories is the best part of my day. Because fashion, at this stage of life, isn't just about looking good. It's about having fun. It's about telling the best chapters of your life story, your way. From timeless elegance to mysterious glamour, and now to this beautiful, creative style, every single choice celebrates the same thing. The confident, ageless beauty of a woman who knows who she is. Because at any age, on Halloween or any other day, we all have the right to shine. And maybe, just maybe, the most beautiful costume we'll ever wear is the life we've lived. So, as we look back on these three styles, from the classic glamour of the past to the mysterious allure of today and the creativity from our own closets, it becomes so clear. The common thread through it all isn't the costume, it's the woman wearing it. It's you, choosing to be seen, choosing to have fun, and choosing to celebrate the magnificent woman you've grown into. Because at our age, style isn't just about what's on the outside. It's a beautiful declaration that says, I am still here, and I am still shining. If anything we talked about today resonated with you, the style, the wisdom, the idea of ageless beauty, then I would be so honored to have you on this journey with us. By hitting that subscribe button, you help us continue to share this message. That elegance doesn't have an expiration date. And please, always remember this. Halloween isn't about looking younger. It's about shining brighter. It's about feeling more alive and being more you. Because you shine the brightest not when you're trying to be someone else, but when you can smile unapologetically and remind the world that real beauty, it never, ever fades.